everyone, and welcome to the Aftershow. It's the Aftershow. And as usual on the Aftershow, we are graced by one of us eating ice cream of some kind.
This isn't ice cream, though.
Gelato?
It's edible cookie dough.
Oh, might be.
Edible cookie dough.
Might be. That ain't the same. Unless it's frozen. Then it's kind of the same, but not really. It's a lot more chewy, less watery. Anyway, freaking session... What session was this? Session 13 of Curse of Strahd just happened. Serena went into the Amber Temple for the first time.
And immediately left.
And... yeah, so let's talk about that, because I, you know, like we talked about, I can pick up on some things, and I know you've clearly got something to say.
I got spooked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got real spooked. But I don't know why my brain just blanked when it came to, like, me having counterspell. Like, my thought was I was going to get in range and cast... you know, dispel magic and do a little bit of exploring and stuff like that, and then just deal with it as it comes. But I wasn't expecting, like, the smackdown.
And you did end up doing it. You did end up casting dispel magic, revealing the darkness, and then toppling the tower at a distance, and doing the thing. It was like, you did end up succeeding. It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's sprung in a way that I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, and I think it succeeded in what it was trying to do, which is get the players to be on edge. Which is like, oh goodness me, this is the start.
There was actually a very slight thought of me of just leaving and then just leaving.
Mm-hmm.
That thought crossed my mind. But then also it was just like, man, that's a lot of build for, like, no payoff.
Yeah, and that's why in the thing we're like, I don't know if I'm stronger than this. I just flat out said, you are. Like, this temple is made for you right now. And
like, is it?
Yeah. And it's like,
sure?
yeah, it's like, yes.
Are you sure I'm not gonna get smited?
Yes, I am. Like I've read through it. I know what to expect. And like I said, off camera, I told Nola, I was like, this temple has got some very mean things, and that was mean thing number one. And all of the mean things are very much have counterplay to them, which is why I think this temple is still really well designed. Because I think bad design is, bam, this happens and there was nothing you could do about it. But with all of the things in this temple, there's some kind of buildup. There's some kind of non-obvious. It's not, it's not like they scream it at your face like, hey, this will do this, be careful. But like, there's some kind of like a thing that builds up that sense of tension. Like, you hear a noise behind you. What's going on? And it builds that sense of horror because it makes you scared, which is what horror D&D I think is heavily about. And I really like this dungeon's design. I also know that being one shot, as in like 100 to 0'd, feels like garbage.
Yeah. And the thing is, that honestly was the scariest part for me, because if I did not save, it would have been 100 to 0.
Yeah.
Like that, it was literally how much HP I had, and that really scared me. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot afford that. Yeah,
that spell rolled really well on damage and I think your hit points are exactly 60, aren't they?
Yeah. Exactly 68 points. So that would have brought me from, 100 to 0. Yeah. And I am the main healer of the party. So if I drop...
You got the good berries, though.
I have the good berries that the other guys can use, but it's still, like, I don't control them.
Yeah, for sure.
And who knows what they're going to do.
Yeah, for sure. And we also had a talk prior to that. It's like, me trying to put you at ease in terms of, like, this place can be mean, but this is a game and we're gonna play, kind of a thing. Like, hey, just so you know, I know we're still, we're just playing, and we're gonna play. There are some very mean things. Just be aware of that and know that the game will go on. And that was definitely one of the things. and that is not the only thing in the temple, to my knowledge. I think that as written, I think that's the only thing that can one-shot you, though. So I think that is done. I think. Admittedly, like I didn't.
Later on, in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I walked in that one room, and then Kai realizes, I forgot. This thing can one-shot you too. Oh, oops.
Yeah. And for the most part, I play however you're going to play, Nola. It's meant to be scary, and you're meant to be going through this dungeon not knowing what's around the corner. And that's
I prefer
that's
scary because it's scary, not scary because, I'm going to get one shot. That's a different kind of scary.
For sure.
There's a difference between being afraid for your characters or being like horrified by what's happening in the game and being like, am I gonna die if I walk into this room?
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's a matter of preference, I think it just comes down to a matter of preference, because I look at this and I think this is wonderful and this is exactly the thing that I would want. I definitely know that from previous talks that we've had that is not necessarily the case for you. So
I mean, for a lot of people,
yeah. I mean, it's a matter of taste. And right now, the only thing that matters is you. This is a one-on-one. Like the only thing that matters is what you want.
Well, the thing is, I think, it depends on the kind of player that you are. See, I am not like a min-maxer. I definitely care about being efficient and having like good spells and trying to be the best character, but I don't sacrifice like my character's personality and backstory and all of that type of stuff for the sake of being the most efficient character, the most powerful being that it could be at this level,
For sure.
So, I prefer story over having the best dice rolls.
For sure.
So
yeah, and this is a dungeon. And this is
the dungeon.
Yeah, this is the opposite of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Dungeons don't care about your backstory.
Yeah, dungeons
care about you either win or you die.
Yeah, this is the antithesis of what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like you're going through a dungeon and you have mechanical challenges to deal with that have direct relation to your stats.
Right.
And that's a dungeon.
I imagine this dungeon would be like a min-maxer's dream. If they had like a full party of all min-max people, this is the place where they, would be excited to roll dice. But for me, I like dungeons okay, but I don't have like the most min-maxed like being on the planet. So when I'm the only player character and my other two members of the party, I don't even know what their stats and abilities are. I don't know what they can do. I don't control them. Mm-hmm. I can't influence. So those types of things make me a little nervous when exploring a dungeon.
Exact. And we talked about this beforehand. Yeah, it's a lot. And the first step was taken. And for the most part, you are doing very well. You've got more information. And you just go in a room where it's a dungeon, baby. We're back. We're in it. First dungeon of Curse of Strahd, and
are there other dungeons in this module?
Ravenloft.
Yeah. The actual castle.
Yeah. So you've got that to look forward to.
Yay! I just prance around in my ball gown
in
the dungeon. I'm sure that's even more mid-max dreams right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly big. The one thing I will say about Ravenloft without going spoilers is like Amber Temple is very condensed and Ravenloft is very, very big. So like it's if I were to compare and contrast these, because I consider these like the two major dungeons of Curse of Strahd. And reading through them without really spoiling anything, is that Ravenloft is freaking huge. And that's the thing that makes Ravenloft so cool, is that everything is spread out. So nothing really, it's not really rapid fire, it's a slow burn. Where the Amber Temple is the complete opposite, where everything is condensed into this two-story space. And every corner that you turn is pure terror and can have all kinds of like horrifying things, and nice. there are things.
Okay, so could we? I mean, if absolutely necessary, could we just nuke the entire temple and go home? I don't know. I mean,
I will say you have the Sun Sword, which is a very effective tool.
Uh-huh.
You are strong enough to get through this. It's just a very scary place.
It's a spooky place.
Mm-hmm. That feeling of anxiety, a lot of players just straight up don't like. And yeah, I think it's I honestly think this temple comes down to a matter of preference. And for the most part, like I've said before, I prefer, and I've been trying to run this module as close to the book as I possibly can, and anything that isn't was probably like a mistake on my part, which I'll probably get to afterward. But for the most part, you have gone through this module as is, with very few modifications. There are exceptions, of course, but for the most part, you are conquering this module on your own. Flagpole on top of a hill. You did Curse of Strahd by yourself.
Yay!
And yeah, and that mostly has to do with you being a very, very cognitively aware and an intellectual player, and just thinking about what you're going to do next. Because if you didn't, then I probably would have to change a lot of things. But because you are, and mixed with the natural 20s and the bonuses that we're getting from chat, I think running this thing as is providing a doable but also very real challenge for you.
Yeah, because I mean, I knew the statue would be important, but like, I don't know, my brain just like fizzled out.
Yep, and
I thought I would just walk up, dispel it. It's fine.
Yeah, and people make and that's just an honest like player interaction. Like, it is what it is, and that's what I was saying. Like, it would be one thing if you had no idea, and like, you know, you just turn a corner and then just a shotgun blast to the face and you die.
Right, you just get separated.
But it wasn't that. It was there was plenty of opportunity to interact, and then it just came down to you making a decision as a player, which you identify now as a mistake, and that's part of the game. That's just part of the game. And now we know.
And now we have to deal with a coven of hags or witches or whatever.
Yep. Hags or witches. That's actually what they're called. Hags, like 'R, witches.
Hags or witches.
Hags or witches.
Okay.
Yes.
Neo, Mimo, and Momo.
But overall, like, we're getting there. Like, in terms of where we started, we're getting close to the end, I think. So, like,
are we?
I mean, compared to where we started.
Well, okay. I guess if you're comparing it to where we started, yeah. But
I think you have played enough of Curse of Strahd to get a sense of how the module is as a module.
Well, right.
Yeah. I think, for instance, if we just cut off this campaign tomorrow, you would be able to say, yeah, I played Curse of Strahd, because you would have played enough of it to really know. Yeah, to have a conversation like, yeah, well, I like this part of it because, yeah.
Even though all the major stuff that I still want to experience, I wouldn't have experienced it yet, but...
Oh, do tell. What are the major things that you want to experience that you haven't experienced yet?
Like I don't know, kill Strahd.
Okay, that's one.
Irina. I haven't talked to Irina in a long time. I miss her.
All right, discovering Irina's fate.
Let's see. Let's see. I did want to visit Castle Ravenloft too. Like, that place seems spooky.
It is spooky.
Yeah. It would be cool to look around.
Explore.
Yeah. Also, is Ismark's whole village been burned to the ground?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Well, I mean, I know, but you don't know.
And there's more.
And, the story definitely isn't over. That's for if it ended right now, it's not like, well, all of my questions were answered.
Yeah, I was like, nope.
Yeah.
And also, Serena needs to go home.
Mm-hmm. The story isn't over, and we still got plenty to go through, and we will continue. And the Ember Temple is spooky.
Spooky?
Yeah, it's also really cool. So I'm looking forward to going through this again. This will probably take us a few sessions to get through, just because of yeah. So it's classic, like room by room by room, because depending on where you are, you may get zapped by a green beam of energy that almost one-shots you.
Right.
Yeah.
I just hope that Serena actually has enough time to get through the Amber Temple, return, try to get through Krezk. I don't know if there would be enough time to actually explore Krezk just to check up on Irina and Esmeralda.
I'm going to tell you right now, Nola, you won't have enough time to experience everything this module has to offer. That's part of what makes it cool. It's like you can run it a few times and you would have a different experience. Like people in chat were saying like, hey, like I played Curse of Strahd and I never went here. This is really cool. This is just one of those modules. Like if you try to do everything, the world around you will burn while you are getting collectables.
What? I want to get all the croak seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
But I need all the collectibles.
Mm-hmm. And this ain't one of those. This ain't one of those things. It's one of those things.
I need to get all the gems for the vineyard.
Yeah, exactly. You'll see.
People make their wine.
Mm-hmm. You'll see this thing like, oh, that's really cool. But Ismark is about to be executed by Strahd, by his village that turned undead, and also Irina's evil now. I kind of can't go. No. I kind of can't go make wine anymore. Yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
I can't do the wine mini game where you make like 3 gold for every bottle of wine that you make.
I mean, I can't play bowling with the wine bottles.
Yeah, exactly.
What? So I need to make more gold though.
Yeah. So by the end.
Super pretty dress.
Exactly. By the end of the module, I'm sorry, but you are going to have this feeling of not having experienced everything, and that's just kind of how the module's written, because that's the way that it is, and because that's the whole card reading mechanic, right? Like you get your fortune told, and then it's like, okay, based on this is how the campaign is going to be, which is really cool, because likewise, you could jump into a Curse of Strahd campaign and tell your DM, hey, these are the places I've been. Could you maybe make the places that we're going none of those places? And you could be like, sure. And you would have almost a fresh experience. Like you'd still know the through line with Irina and Ismark, and you know the roads and like a lot of it, but there would definitely be things where you would be completely surprised.
Nice.
Which is cool. Not a lot of modules, if any, that I can think of have any replayability at all. And Curse of Strahd definitely does, which is cool. Maybe that's what we'll do when Curse of Strahd is done. We'll just play Curse of Strahd again.
Character.
New Game Plus. What's the Abbey of St. Markov? Oh, don't worry about it, Ismark. I know what it is. No one's told me about it yet, but I know that's there. On we go!
No, wait. Maybe after the campaign, there could be a sequel, and Serena has to come back and then do all the rest of the stuff that she wasn't able to do the first time.
I'll tell you what, Nola. If by the end of Curse of Strahd you don't want something different, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just come back and we'll run the game as like, okay, let's do the dungeons that you didn't do, and we'll just do them for fun. But in my experience, by the time the module comes to an end, you want to do something else. Like it's, I mean, in my experience, it could not be right. I don't know how many modules you've played in like all the way through.
I've never completed a module. I've started a lot of modules, but this is probably the most I've actually completed a module.
Yeah.
So
and that's normal. That's the norm, because modules are long. They're very long, and like most people's campaigns, just kind of teeter out into nothingness. We'll do whatever we feel like doing at the end of this campaign, because we will finish it. And it will be glorious.
Good.
And there are a bunch of endings, which is another really cool thing about this campaign. So we'll see which one happens. And,
I want the secret ending.
You want the secret ending?
Yeah, I want to collect all of the collectibles and get all the pictures and memories so I can have the secret cutscene at the end.
Yeah, you unlock Ravenloft as it was on the PlayStation 1.
Yes!
The retro Ravenloft.
Perfect.
Unlockables. There's actually I know you play a lot of board games and things. Like, have you ever played a game called Gloomhaven?
One of my friends has Gloomhaven. I haven't played it.
I think, yeah, Gloomhaven is all about things like that, where like it has achievements and every room has like a set thing, and the monsters of AI. Gloomhaven's a great game. I would recommend. It is definitely really unique. And is a ton of fun. I recommend if you're ever invited to that friend's house to play Gloomhaven, I think you would enjoy it. So long as you have the right people to play with, of course. Because another really cool thing about Gloomhaven is like there's not really a DM. there's like a person that knows the layout of the rooms and like, controls the monsters and knows how they're going to act. But for the most part, I think if a DM wanted, because the whole debate of like, DMs shouldn't play in their own games. I think Gloomhaven is one of the few exceptions where I could see it possibly happening. Just because no matter what the DM wants to do, things are set and balanced for the party size and things like that. So that's also pretty neat.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about DMs having a PC characters or their own NPC in the party, because unless they're a like non-combat NPC, even the DM would really have to restrain from using their own knowledge through that character. Like they would constantly have to do does my character actually know this information?
I think there's a big difference between doing an NPC and a DMPC. Those are two very different things. Because
DMPC is kind of weird.
Yeah, so because Ismark and Casimir are NPCs that are in your party, right. and you've seen you've seen how that works.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine because, that's kind of required according to the situation, because I literally do not have a party otherwise. Yeah. And then you would have to really rewrite most of the campaign so that Serena didn't insta-die.
Yeah, so NPCs, I think, the difference between DM running NPCs in the party and DM running PCs in the party is player characters run with the meta knowledge that they are playing a game. NPCs that are in the game run the game as if they are in the world.
Right.
So, for instance, if I was running Ismark like a DM PC, first of all, he would be like leveling up and speccing into things that I want, rather than like, okay, this is Ismark, this is what he would do, and I'm going to, and he has this connection to the backstory and all this stuff. So
are they getting stronger? Are they leveling up and stuff? No, they're not. So they're the same strength now as they were in the beginning of the campaign.
Well, Casimir came in later, and he is significantly stronger. He's definitely the strongest person that came into the party. Ismark, I started out and I designed with the idea that he would not level up further, and he got the spear, which was a huge buff. Like, that spear is very good. And
right, but I'm thinking like later down the line, Ismark, even the spear is not going to help him all that much. You know, if he's not becoming stronger and not leveling up, because
I mean, for the most part,
unless I get another party member. But
I mean, you have plenty of NPCs that you can choose from, and I leave that to you. Who knows who will join Nola's party? You've got
your application now.
Yeah, you've got plenty of people to choose from. Just right now, it happens to only be Ismark and Casimir.
Yeah.
Because it actually does, and like I said, like when I've been running this campaign like as close to it as possible, it does lay out things for like Irina as member of the party and Ismark as member of the party. Like that is part of the game. It's just one of the things is they don't gain experience and they don't level up.
Yeah.
But hey.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well.
Yeah. So overall, I feel weird because I didn't get much done in the Amber Temple, but I didn't die.
And
it could have been worse.
And I think you killed those skulls real good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we killed them skulls real good. Basically, the theme of like this entire campaign is it could have been worse. That's just if there was a motto or like a tagline for this campaign, it would be could have been worse. Just apply that to every situation. Yeah,
every situation that you come ahead in, because if you had died, then it's like, oh, well then, that was as bad as it could have gotten.
No, because it could have been worse, Like, I don't know, she would turn into like a vampire and then just get tortured for the rest of existence.
And that's how the campaign ends.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see about that now, won't we?
No!
All right. Well, I had fun, Nola. Did you have fun?
I had fun, but I feel kind of both like, dang it, how come I didn't think of that? And also, I didn't get much done, but I'm also slightly grateful. I'm like, yeah, I could have been. I have mixed feelings.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag.
One of those sessions.
Yeah, it's one of those sessions.
Oh well.
Oh, well.
Well, I had fun. Especially role-playing Casimir, opening up to you. That was really cool.
Yeah. I was actually going to have Serena push a little bit, but I thought about it. I'm like, that's a little against her character to, because she's a lot more sympathetic.
Mm-hmm. And Casimir. Poor Casimir.
Poor dude. But also, like, wait a minute. Why are you actually here, though? Did he actually just go to bring everyone to the Amber Temple to help his sister, or to actually stop Strahd? We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like Nola, the PC, has lost trust in Casimir.
Well, not lost trust, but like, just some suspicions, just some doubt. X to doubt.
X to doubt.
Okay. X to doubt.
And F to pay respects.
F for respects. Hopefully no F for respects. Actually. We already F paid respects last episode, okay?
That's true.
No more.
It's true. Yeah, and Curse of Strahd. I mean, the Amber Temple certainly ain't gonna cut you any breaks. But next episode is like, you know what? I need to cut the feels here. Let's go build snow angels for the day.
Let's go build snow angels and snowmen. Do you want to build a snowman?
Serena, I think she's gone insane. Well, I think that is a wonderful place to end it. Everyone look forward. Next episode, canon, Serena is just gonna nope out of the Amber Temple and build snowmen and snow angels outside and just be happy for once in her life. Just be happy.
Well, for the first time since being in this land.
Mm-hmm.
This dark, dank place. Okay.
This dark, dank, depressing, unforgiving, unrelenting, hateful, spiteful, dark, awful place. And muddy. Your shoes.
And my shoes.
Your poor shoes. And spiders. And spiders.
Her greatest enemy. Spiders.
Fear the spiders, Nola. Don't follow them. Fear them.
I won't. I do.
Follow the butterflies.
Yeah, follow the butterflies. They're a lot nicer and prettier.
Good night, everyone.
Okay.